Hassan, who made the one change in personnel over half-time. Very difficult, though, to try and break down this Manchester City team. He'll have known this was a tough task, a tough first encounter at this Club World Cup for Dad.
I think in the main, though, he'll be very pleased in what he's seen from his side. They haven't been overawed by the occasion. They've suffered a blow in the first minute, they recovered. They suffered another blow just before half time, they recovered.
Watch. Back to Mufid. Get over Ferreira. Back to Benedid. It's Cherky who ran in to force the error, and Doku's denied. Trying to bend it into that bottom corner. Benedid, whose pass gave away possession, was able to salvage the situation.
Big let-off. Doku does the right thing by taking the shot. Cherky's not happy. Foden's not happy, but Foden's definitely nowhere near the pitch. He does the right thing, just doesn't set it outside the post enough to bring it back in. Too close to the goalkeeper. That definitely would have been game over.
Foden's corner. Headed up by Bart Myers. Mamouche. Oh. A little bit of a play here as the referee ensures whether or not assistance is required. 10 minutes played in the second half. Manchester City still 2 goals to the good, but there have been chances to increase that lead. Fad Moufi, who turned 29 last month, a player born in France, came through the youth system at Lyon. Never made a senior appearance for them. Soldier on with that sore shoulder for now. Foden on to Savinho. Back to Phil Foden. It's a nice pirouette of a turn. Savinho, that was a handball by the Brazilian, and a free kick to Haddad. Drums are out banging again. We Dad fans might well have had their chili cheesesteaks over the break. Resuscitated and back in full voice here at the Lincoln Financial Field. The team have had chances. Will they get further opportunities between now and the end of the 90 minutes? Plenty of activity down at the respective technical areas here. Both teams are preparing to make changes. Looks like it's going to be at least a triple change for Manchester City, so Guardiola's about to shuffle his pack. Haaland, Rodri. Scribbob down there too. Scribbob, like Rodri, has had a lot of injury problems lately, but when he's fit, he's shown himself to be a real talent.
Yeah, it's amazing to see Rodri back. I think he was out 7 or 8 months with his ACL. Been there, know how tough it can be, how much of a long road it can be, so it's good to see him get back on the pitch.
He did come on for a cameo in the final home Premier League game of the season against Bournemouth, Rodri. Manchester City fans have been desperate for a long time to see him back on the pitch.
It'll be interesting to see if he does go and play alongside Reinders. Can they play together?
Well, there's been a lot of miles on the clock for these players this season for club and country. Guardiola has kept some of his big names in reserve here, and may well be over the next few weeks that it's coaches who can be brave enough to keep players in reserve, to keep them on ice and keep them fresh, who might come out with the trophy come the back end of the tournament.
Well, hopefully from Man City's perspective, it's going to be a long old tournament, so if they can rotate in the first 2 games, in which they're heavy favourites from, and get to Juventus with 6 points, with Haaland fresh and players like that, without too many minutes under their belts, it could benefit them moving into the latter stages of this tournament.
Henderson always so relaxed if he has to come out of his penalty area or use his feet. Here is Savinha. Decent challenge. Feet stretching, winning the ball, and he didn't concede the corner either. So this break in play will allow Manchester City to make their changes. There'll be a big roar to welcome Rodri, you can be sure. 12 months ago, he won Euro 2024. Bob and Haaland coming on, and Rodri is back. And a big roar to welcome Erling Haaland to Premier League Golden Boot winner in his first 2 seasons with City. He'll have been disappointed to have been beaten to that award by Mo Salah this campaign. Can Erling Haaland get back into the goals here at the Club World Cup? Scored in City's last Premier League game of the campaign away at Fulham. That's his first goal since returning from injury. Savinho just gets there ahead of Amrabat, who's keen to take this throw in quickly and then thinks the better of it.
Rodri just dropped in alongside Reinders. Marmouche moved to the left. Oscar Bob to the right.
Real Cherky, one of those who's departed from Manchester City. Didn't get to see too much sparkle from him on his debut for his new team. So we're down going to bring on Mikael Malsa, who's played for several teams in Spain and France in the past. And it looks like Zemraoui will be one of those making way. So Samuel Obeng, who used to play in Portugal, he has been at several Spanish clubs in the past as well. Number 9, a target man down for Widad. O'Reilly's heading. Haaland's first touch. Marmouche's return to him was a bit soft. First touch for Obeng is a good one. This is Mehe. Back in towards Obeng. That's given a little pep to the team from North Africa. The Wydad fans are bouncing now. They believe they've got a focal point to aim for the penalty area.
That's what they've been crying out for, a focal point, someone who they can play into. They know is going to use his strength to hold it up. Gives them a completely different position now for these last 20-25 minutes.
Decent whip delivery on that. There was met at the front post too by Myers. It's a bit unfortunate none of his teammates could get it before it cleared away out of the penalty area, but they'll get another opportunity here. It's another corner to Widad.
It's a massive opportunity right in front of their home their supporters behind the goal. Been singing constantly all game. Can they give them something to cheer?
The header was won in there by Al Mubarak, but there was pushing, there was shoving. It was spotted by the Brazilian referee. And that is a free kick to Manchester City.
I don't know what you've seen there. We need to get the ref cam. Got something?
I thought it was a heavy ball off the...
I think he was signalling a push. The ref cam up.
Moroccan belief is still there. The national team, which performed so well at the last World Cup, certainly inspired. So with dad fans that maybe their club side here could go on to shock the world as well. It's going to be so difficult with City and the Juventus both in the group. Whose big save to deny Jeremy Doku a second goal of the game has kept this scoreline at just 2-0 for now.
They're well in this game, but they're going to need to take one of their chances sooner rather than later.
All good for Rodri there. He said he felt to be relieved. He immediately bounced back. Sure, there's a sense they want to wrap him in cotton wool, but he wouldn't be back out on the pitch if he wasn't ready. Throw in from Mufi. Lorch, who really stood out in the first half. The last touch comes off Nico O'Reilly for a Wydad throw. Doyle's pass given away. Bob. Mamouche. Good strength initially from Guillermo Ferreira, but then he wasn't able to pick a pass. And then Rodri, well, there's bound to be a bit of rustiness, and even a player of his poise is capable of a misplaced pass.
This is what these games are for. He's got 20-25 minutes to kind of get that rust out, because they're going to need, if they're going to go far in this tournament, they're going to need Rodri. So if they can get as much of the rust out in the early stages, hopefully they benefit from the real Rodri in a few weeks' time.
Okay, Gundogan getting instructions from Pep Guardiola ahead of his imminent arrival. Still a busy campaign, Ilkay Gundogan. He'll be 35 next birthday, but only Josko Gvardiol has made more appearances for City this season across all competitions.
Seems to have lost that spark since Doku's gone off. It's the direct run into Gundogan. He's not as quick as Doku, but he's got a lot of energy. And he bring that energy back to this side.
Nathan Ake. Rodri. Escobar. Escobar who only made 3 Premier League appearances this season after injury. Didn't play between the Community Shield in August and he's come back in April. Here's Mamouche. Swinging to his left, Haaland to his right. Rodri will help it on here. Rico Lewis. Well, you could see the little avenue he tried to guide that down into the path of Erling Haaland.
So important though for City in De Bruyne's absence. They can keep Haaland interested, keep those threaded balls into him, get players closer to him.
Decent burst by Mohamed Mufid. And he draws the foul of the free kick for Wydad.
I've got to say he's done very well defensively, first and foremost against Savinho. Probably gets the ball. From the rest view, looks like he gets the ball.
So Manchester City's latest change. We'll see the introduction of the German veteran Ilkay Gundogan.
நீங்க டவல் எடுத்தீங்கன்னா ஏரியல் வச்சுக்கோங்க ப்ரோ இன்னொரு டெஸ்ட் நாட் அவுட் ஏரியல் ப்ளஸ்
Okay, Gondomar, who scored a stunning bicycle kick in his most recent appearance against Fulham in City's final Premier League game of the campaign. It was his first league goal since returning to the club. Apart from that, the only goals he scored since returning to City have been in the Champions League. So can Gundogan help this City team to create a few chances for Erling Haaland? He's barely had a sniff since coming on.
They have to get players closer to him or get the ball wide earlier and let Savinho and Oscar Bob now on the right-hand side get crosses in the box. They did plenty in the first half. Can they do it now? They've got to recognise number 9.
It is very hot, it is very humid, and it is very sensible to take hydration breaks with any opportunity. Chance to look back though on the standout moments for Manchester City. That was inside 2 minutes for Phil Foden.
This was the one though, just before half-time, really took the game away from Wydad. Just fell asleep. I think it was Mufi at the far post, just fell asleep. Doku gets in front of him at the last moment.
Twenty
20 minutes of normal time to play in Philadelphia. Real evidence of the lunchtime sun, how high it is in the air. Look at the shadows of the players directly down below them. Sun beating down directly from above. Guilherme Ferreira. Doyle back to Benabid. Ake. Skripal beaten to it by Mufid.
It's looking promising. Consummating everyone in the middle. Disappointing ball.
Al-Mubarak. Doyle. Ryan. City 4-2-3-1 effectively here, but as we know, Pep Guardiola likes his shape to be so fluid. Fullbacks will populate that midfield whenever they can. Ake.
See there, Ryan has just moved from the number 6 position into like a right number 10 position. He says that's his best position. He says that's where Pep says he's going to play him.
He's got a few new toys to play with now. Pep Guardiola, these new recruits, 4 new signings in the tournament squad. 2 of them in the starting lineup for Manchester City today. Rangers still on the field with the Cherki having departed. Erling Haaland, who wasn't involved when Manchester City won the previous iteration of the Club World Cup 2 years ago. He was injured during that much shorter event. Ake. Vitores. Under pressure from Malsa. Retreats back to Edison. Such accurate distribution from the Brazilian keeper, and that might open the door a little bit here. Just as we had tried to press, City almost played through the press.
Played over the press is the perfect way to evade the press. 4 men of Wydad smelt blood. Edison just chipped it over and took them all out of the game.
Here's Escobar, able to pick out Gundogan. Pass didn't seem on, it has to be said. Guilherme Ferreira, too far, too close to Edison. His feathers rarely ruffle. Rodri. Savinho, who hasn't been as keen to take on the fullback since he's moved to the left-hand side as he did on the right.
Pep's played him there quite a bit, but he's so much more comfortable on the other side.
This is Reinders. Now Rodri, Ballon d'Or winner last year, of course. Ake.
As a left foot myself, you feel so one-dimensional when you play on your natural side, as opposed to when you're on the right-hand side, you can go both ways. Strange as that sounds.
Vitores, Rodri. Wydad is sitting deep here. Avoiding Manchester City to try and break them down. Rico Lewis into Erling Haaland, his first attempted shot of the Club World Cup. And the Norwegian couldn't keep it down.
Brilliant movement from him though, the way he just senses that, look, he pins his defender, it doesn't come, okay, now I'm going to peel off him. Rico Lewis, I think, spots him, does everything right, comes back onto his left foot, just doesn't get the finish at the end of it. Great centre-forward play from Erling Haaland.
Wydad won't be able to afford to give him too many of those kind of opportunities. Myers being replaced here as Utolochi comes on in his place. Just a quarter of an hour to play. Savinho commits the foul. Torres in ahead of Obey. Who was involved seconds after coming on as a substitute. We've hardly mentioned his name since.
Struggling to get any real quality into him. It's like this, aimless fight balls.
Luffy. Manchester City got the two-goal cushion of the scoreboard. Given the formation of the group, goal difference could be important. I'm sure Pep Guardiola will want to see a few more game of possession City have had. Rodri, right idea, just sends the pass a fraction too far.
Right idea on execution, gets fortunate there, opens up for him. He's looking around, he sees the run. Just doesn't. Again, you can see the rust. Right idea on execution.
Torres. Escobar. This is Lewis. Rodri. Sometimes for Manchester City can be dead by 1,000 plus. They sort of wear you down. The sapping heat chasing a two-goal deficit. This is hard industry and work now for Wydad.
You see how important players like Doku are, even though they're not predominantly Guardiola-type players. In a game like this, when defences are hard to break down, you have someone like that, someone with that speed and that 1v1 quality, just opens up the low block.
Okay. Wydad fans have left off loads of pyrotechnics and smoke behind the goal that Edison is defending. I'm sure we'll see in a moment. imagine they were holding back those pyrotechnics for if they scored a goal. Maybe they're beginning to doubt if it's going to come with just over 10 minutes of normal time to play. Now, unfortunately, some of those fireworks have ended up on the pitch here in Edison's goal mouth, and that's why play is just being held up for a moment. But they hoped they would be let off in celebration of a goal, I'm sure. That's why they waited this long. Smell of sulphur in the air in Philadelphia, the Philly fog. Well, they're making the best of the situation. They were Dad fans. They knew this wasn't going to be easy today. Can Manchester City inflict a bit more pain on their opponents from Casablanca? Or maybe, just maybe, could there be a twist yet in this tale? Lorch. And off Ake for the Wydad corner.
Probably their first real counter-attacking chance in the second half. Again, goes into the front man. Good approach play from Obeng. Lorch, the man who's been in a lot of play for Wydad. I think he's just looking to put it in that area for Obeng to attack. Still, though, wins inside the corner.
It's the substitute, Mutaranchi, who's going to take this set piece. Might as well go for it, you feel now. Wydad, get the bodies up there. Unfortunately, not much made of that. It's going to be a goal kick for Manchester City.
Yeah, disappointing ball from Mutaraji. Doesn't clear the first man. He's got all the big men behind, central and far post.
Rodri managed to grab a few in there. And City, who have found it difficult to break through in congested midfield today. Temperature's not helping, of course, but Guardiola would want a little bit more incisiveness from his team as this tournament develops, I'm sure. Isami. Now Rodri. He's looking for Oscar Bob, but it's a disappointing pass by his extremely high standards. Watch. Ever the winning runner. Obeng trying to time his run to stay onside. He had just checked back as the pass was played, and that made it an easier rescue for Edison.
Yeah, that was the second run he made. He made a run, Lorch didn't see him, he checked back, he made a run again, and just as he was checking back, Lorch played it, and the sweeper Edison was obviously very quick out off his line.
Manchester City have kept 7 clean sheets in their last 11 games in all competitions. There was a couple of scares in the first half here in Philadelphia. Edison was able to ride the storm, one very good save from him. Fixing City's defence, I'm sure, one of the main priorities for Pep Guardiola coming into this campaign after the domestic season at home, in which they conceded a lot more goals than you'd be used to a Manchester City team doing. Referee says play on here for Rico Lewis. It was Mohamed Raihe who was slow to get back to his feet. Ake. City, who got their important work done today right at the beginning of the match and just before half-time. Goals from Phil Foden and Jeremy Doku. Here is O'Reilly, Rodri, Gundogan. Bob against Mufid. Lewis. Back to Rico Lewis again. Manchester City suffocating any chance of a Wydad comeback here.
I've been in this position. It's so demoralising when you're 2-0 down. You're trying to press, you just can't get close, and they're toying with you.
Reinders looks up. Oh, he was trying to cut it back for Erling Haaland. It's a corner to Manchester City with 7 minutes of normal time to play. So a late change in personnel for the Moroccans. Going to bring on Stefan Aziz-Ki. It's his debut for the team. He's a Burkina Faso international. He's been playing in Tanzania with the Young Africans club earlier on this campaign. He's only joined Wydad ahead of this tournament. He is an attacking player. Again, the lofted delivery. Ball. Gundogan. To Gianni Reinders. To Bolton.
Not really seen much of Reinders since he's moved into a more advanced position. Not been able to get the ball in between the lines, whereas when he's a number 6, he can get the ball himself.
More live football coming up from the FIFA Club World Cup. The 15-time UEFA Champions League winners Real Madrid make their first appearance of the competition later on today. That will be from the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, where they kick off against Saudi club Al Hilal. And that is coming up after the conclusion of this game here in Philly. Damage done in the first half. Wydad will be pleased that so far they've kept City scoreless in this second period. Those opportunities once or twice in the first half to get in behind the City defence, they've not been as bountiful in this second period. City perhaps a bit more organised in that regard.
They leave space in, they give you moments that you think they're going to make the most of. Wydad will be disappointed with the positions they've got in, that they haven't really capitalised on it, Connor.
Not waiting for it to come to him. Rufid was able to nip in first. So Manchester City, who travelled to Atlanta next to play Alain from the United Arab Emirates. And then City will travel on to Orlando, Florida, and a high-profile game against the Italian giants.
Ryan. Momentum here, but can they produce?
O'Reilly. So the benefit of Savinho made it easier for the defender to get there first. Care and precision, which for so long we just took for granted with Manchester City, they're still trying to recapture it. New signings have come in, but on this evidence there will still be work to do for Pep Guardiola to get City back to where they used to be.
Still a new side, still deciding transition. One of a long tournament.
Neat and tidy O'Reilly combining with Savinho, looking for Erling Haaland. Reinders, maybe a little unfortunate the way it bounced. Good work from the impressive Mehdi El Mubarak. This is Aziz-Ki, the most recent substitute. It was the right idea. He's unlucky with the execution, and then a big collision as the referee reaching for his pocket is here. Rico Lewis, it would appear he's going to see red.
He's got the ball and his follow through is hit or bang his head.
Back in December, Rico Lewis, who was sent off against Crystal Palace in England. also scored in that game. Red card for him. So, how he says, City finish with 10, and there'll be a suspension to come too, but Manchester City in disbelief about this decision for the moment.
You can see there he slid. He's got the ball, and it's just his follow. Like, what can you do? The tackle is finished. He's got the ball. He's clear. They're both slid in, and his follow through. His boot has just hit Obeng's head.
This was the view of the referee. And he's right there. Video assistance tonight from Juan Soto, who's from Colombia, helped by Eric Miranda of Mexico. They will be looking. I mean, they can absolutely get involved in red cards if they feel it's not the right decision.
Yeah, they definitely won't overturn it because that's the decisions they make. But the tackle is done. He's kicked the ball away. It's finished. His follow through. They've both slid in. Rico Lewis has won the ball.
That is going to be one to be discussed back in the studio with Shea Given, Callum Wilson and John Obi Mikel at the end of this. I don't think we've heard the last of this particular incident on a day which there haven't been too many fireworks in Philly. This is a talking point now. They were still hoping there might be some chance of a reprieve. VAR are looking at it, yeah. I mean, they absolutely have the power to come in and say that's not the right decision if they choose that is.
But normally they see a boot to the head, they freeze frame it. It looks worse than it is.
Yeah. Confirmation. He's got to go.
I'm interested to see what the guys think in the studio, but for me, he's won the ball. The tackle's finished. It's a new phase of play. He's just it's a coming together after the tackle. Won the ball, kicked it away. It's just they're both slid in. They've both slid in. Rico Lewis has won the ball.
Keep the pressure, boys. They will make a mistake.
Do you agree or not? Well, I'll tell you, just hearing from the studio, John Obi Mikel thinks it's a red. So that's a debate for them to have, and it'll be interesting to hear his views on it. Disappointment for Rico Lewis.
Where are you, John? Let's fight.
Well, it's given us a talking point, that's for sure, as we enter stoppage time at the end of what has been a comfortable, if not quite spectacular, opening to the tournament for Manchester City. They will know it's a long road ahead. You can only beat what's put in front of you. And no doubt the heat has been a factor here in Philadelphia today. This lunchtime kickoff, kicked off 12 noon local time, baking hot and humid. Matej Nunes is going to come on. He can operate it right back, of course. And even with the 2-goal lead and not long to go, Pep Guardiola doesn't want to take any chances in that regard.
Of course not. There's still a game to be won. Yes, he's trying to give as much people minutes as possible.
So Sevilla will be hooked. Sacrifice to bring on a player who can cover the position of the sent-off Rico Lewis. Matej Nunes, who scored his first Premier League goal for Manchester City in April against Aston Villa. Late winner that day. Wydad tried to force some bit of late jeopardy here. But Utarocci couldn't keep his attempt down.
Nice one, Darwin. Super.
That finish against 10 men, but if anything, that red card has come too late to try and save their day.
Is that a design on the t-shirt? Is that?
I think that is Philadelphian perspiration. Mind you, these days you never know. That VAR review of the red card is all added to the extra time being added on here. Still maybe enough time for Erling Haaland to get a goal. It's going to be interesting over the course of this month in America, looking into the start of next season as well, Andros. If City can get back to utilising Haaland to the fullness of his abilities, because this felt like times that he's been on the periphery when all this passing is happening in front of him, but not actually involving him too much.
Yeah, and I think that's why they've brought players in the number 10 position that can get potentially closer to Erling Haaland, to involve him more in the game. Players like Cherki, who operate in those spaces close to Haaland.
Here he is, Erling Haaland. Denied by Benabid. Well, it's unlikely to change the outcome of the final result today, but Mehdi Benabid has had big moments today against Manchester City and Philadelphia.
You can see there, he's just half thinking about to come around it and whip it around on his left foot. The last moment, he decides to go with his right foot and just hits it straight at the goalkeeper.
That might have put an extra sheen on the scoreline for Pep Guardiola. Mehe is going to battle on here up against Mateus Nunes, the new right back. Feet. Can he get the angle? Taken off him by Aziz Ki, but no way through, and maybe Oscar Bob could spark a counter-attack here. Aziz Ki trying to keep back with him. It's the foul free kick to Manchester City. Phil Foden, who scored after 1 minute, 54 seconds right at the very beginning of the match. Quickest goal of the tournament. And he's been given the Player of the Match award. Gundogan.
I think he played well, Phil Foden. I think Doku can feel very hard done by. His pace, his running behind, his directness, his 1v1 ability. Was a feature in that first half for Man City, and a big reason why they went in 2-0 up at half-time.
Seconds stoppage time remaining. We're intrigued to hear John Obi Mikel's take on offence for the red card. Manchester City finishing with 10 on their way to an opening victory in this first group game for the Club World Cup. Barik. Doyle. Where the passing has looked so crisp with that, but not enough to take on a team on the right of Manchester City. Donochi.
When you play Man City, you get moments, you get counter-attacking opportunities. You just need to be perfect. And unfortunately, in the final third, Wydad just haven't been perfect. They haven't taken any of the chances they've got. I've certainly been to Man City, been to the Etihad, and got a lot more, creating a lot less than Wydad have today.
Get a chance against this City team, you've got to take it. When they do look back over the highlights, as you can do on the DAZN app, whatever you choose, Wydad will see they did have opportunities. This could have been a different tale today.
When you step off the field against City, you always have a feeling of, oh, we could have, we should have.
As the referee brings events to a halt. Pep Guardiola gets an opening victory. Manchester City, who will have more difficult tasks to come, but goals from Phil Foden and Doku get the business done today.
Yeah, comfortable enough for City. They're obviously put under quite a bit of pressure in that first half, either side of their goals. But to run out 2-0 winners in the opening game, to be able to make changes to your team, job well done for City. They can go and review it and come again in a few days' time in Atlanta.
Well, we have been given a big talking point in this game. The red card, a straight red shown to Rico Lewis, is going to be one to stick our teeth into with the panel in the studio. Shay Given with Callum Wilson and John Obi Mikel. They'll be dissecting all of that with Kelly Summers. Here in Philadelphia, it has finished. Manchester City 2, Wydad AC 0.
I agree, Pep.
Live, only on DAZN, Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. One is defending a name, the other is building one. The ring doesn't care where you come from, only if you can survive in it. Saturday, June 28th, Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
DAZN is home to the Live Golf season.
Fabulous.
With the world's best players Join forces in the first ever Team Golf League.
No.
54 elite golfers.
Yes.
Including major champions and global icons.
Extraordinary.
This is golf, but not as you know it.
You're magnificent.
Who will come out on top?
Beauty.
Watch every swing on the zone.
The FIFA Club World Cup will be real crazy. Not many people can really have that experience. Big names out there, biggest stage of football. My name is Gerson Agos. I am 22 years old. I'm from Colombia. I play for Auckland City FC in New Zealand and also a part-time barber. My brother was the one who actually introduced me to it. It's just like peace. whenever you have a ball at your feet, you know. It's beautiful. It's an amateur club, so we're not professional. So I have 3 siblings. I'm the youngest in the family. To know you're gonna play in biggest stage of football and you're gonna be part of it, it's amazing. An opportunity that not many people have. It's even crazy to think about the group stage that we have. First game, final.
அபியூஸ் பண்ணாங்க அவங்க லைக் அவன் பின்னாடில இருந்து ஓடுறான்டா அது நீ என்ன லைன்ல இருந்தாலும் பிடிக்க முடியாதா பின்னாடில இருந்து
அது நான் சொன்னேன் ப்ரோ அது நான் முன்னாடியே சொன்னேன் ஹெட் ஸ்டார்ட் எடுக்கணும் ப்ரோ அவங்க ஓடும்போது நம்மளும் ஓட ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணாதான் பிடிக்க முடியும் பிடிக்க முடியாது எப்பவுமே
ஆமா அது அவன்
ஒரு
அவனுக்கு இன்னும் பயங்கர அபியூஸ் பண்றாங்க
ஆமா லைக் எப்படின்னா அவங்க ஸ்டார்ட் எடுக்கிறாங்கன்னா நம்மளும் ஓட ஆரம்பிச்சிடலாம் திரும்ப 10 feet டிஸ்டன்ஸ்லயே இருக்கணும் பின்னாடி அதுதான் லைக் ஓகே தான் ப்ரோ பட் ஆனா அந்த நடுவுல போன பாஸ் விட்டுருக்க கூடாது ப்ரோ அந்த வைடன் கூட விடுங்க அந்த நடுவுல போன பாஸ் நம்ம விட்டுருக்கவே கூடாது வைடன் அவன் கரெக்டா அவன் ரன் அதான் அந்த நடுவுல சென்டர்ல போயிட்டு ப்ரோ 2 தடவை போயிட்டு அந்த 2மே நம்ம விட்டுருக்க கூடாது ஒன்னு அவன் மதம் சேவ் பண்ணிட்டான் இன்னொன்னு கோல் அடிச்சிட்டான்
இல்ல அவனுக்கு ஏதோ அவனுக்கு ஃபார்மேஷன் ஃபுல்லா ரைட்லயே விங்ல
யூஸ் பண்றீங்க ஆமா ஆமா நீங்க இன்சென்சிவ் பாஸ் எல்லாம் போட்டுருந்தீங்க மேல வந்துட்டு இருந்துச்சு
டேய் மென்டல் ரெலன்ட்லெஸ்டா
ப்ரோ இன்சென்சிவ் பாஸ் ப்ரோ வந்துச்சுங்க ட்ரையாங்கிள் போட்டீங்க நீங்க எப்போ மேல எனக்குலாம் பிளேஸ் இருந்துச்சு
இன்சென்சிவ் பிளஸ் பாஸ் ஒன்னு அப்புறம் வந்து ரிலன்ட்லெஸ்ஸா
ஆமா ஆமா
ப்ரோ நேத்து மிட்ஃபீல்ட் ஆடிட்டு இருந்தீங்கல்ல நைட்டு மறந்துட்டீங்களா
2 பிளஸ் வந்து இன்சென்சிவ் பாஸ் பிளஸ் இன்னொன்னு வந்து ரிலன்ட்லெஸ் பிளஸ்ஸா
எஸ்
தப்பான ப்ரோ
என்ன ப்ரோ சொல்றீங்க
இதுல என்ன ப்ரோ ஆயிடுச்சு பால் ஏதாச்சும் நான் ஏதோ விட்டேன்னா இப்ப ஏதாவது ப்ராப்ளமா
சரி நீங்க கோல் கீப்பர் ப்ரோ வச்சு கூட ஆடுங்க வாங்கியாப்பா
போயிட்டாரு மாடல் ப்ரோ நான் போட்டு
என்னால முடிஞ்ச அளவுக்கு நான் விட என்னால ஆட முடியாது இதை விட பெட்டரா நீ வந்து இல்ல எனக்கு அட்வான்டேஜ் செட்டிங் வராது அதான் வந்து வச்சு ப்ளூசர் வச்சுட்டு இருந்தாலே அவன் வந்து இது பண்ணுவான் ஐ மீன் காண்ட விட டாக்டிக்கல்னா கரெக்டா டைம் பண்ணாதான் டாக்டிக்கல்னா இது டாக்டிக்கல் டிஃபெண்டிங்ல சொல்றோம்.
அட்வான்ஸ் டிஃபெண்டிங் பவுலே வராது. கவுண்டர் அட்டாக்ல ஆடிக்கிட்டே இருப்பான். கீழே விழுந்த வரைக்கும் வராது. கீழே விழுந்தாலுமே நீ பால் விட்டா வராது. அட்வான்ஸ் டிஃபெண்டிங் ரீபேக் கண்டிப்பா அட்வான்ஸ் டிஃபெண்டிங்.
A warm welcome on what is a lovely evening for football. Guy Mowbray with you for commentary, along with Sue Smith, and we're very much looking forward to this division rivals game. It's the biggest snakes out there, and they take on City.
Well, thanks, guys. Great to be here. I think it's going to be a really good game today. Both teams will be well up for it, so hopefully we're in for a treat.
Here's how the biggest snakes out there line up today. Ousmane Dembele plays with Vinicius Junior in the wide positions, and they've decided to go with two in attack for this game. Well, it did look threatening, but the keeper will be happy to claim that. Here's how City line up today. Edwin van der Sar stands between the posts. Nico Schlotterbeck plays alongside Evan Ndika in the centre-back positions. Gareth Bale starts with Ferran Torres in the wide attacking positions, and they'll play with a lone striker up front. Real opportunity, and there it is! The opening goal, and what a bright start it's been! Marty. On to Bale. Excellent reading of the game to win the ball. Marcus Thuram. Decent looking attack this. Pavel Nedved. Ham. Now with Bale. Moving the ball around well here. They might have to regroup here, having lost the ball. Matteo. This is looking good for the biggest snakes. Valverde. Great chance here. The goalkeeper more than ready for it. The goalkeeper ready for it. Really good stop. Well, it was looking good, but ultimately nothing doing. Edging ever closer to goal here. Vinicius Junior. Well read to gain possession. Von Marti. Ruud Gullit. Nedved. To square things up. The Snakes need to take better care in possession. Getting a bit congested in the middle of the park. Here it is, and that's been ruled as offside. Ball back with Buffon. Read the pass well and cuts it out. Torres. Looking for an angle here. Aina. Marcus Thuram. Vinicius Junior. And that's sloppy in possession from City. Marty. City moving the ball forward with purpose. Now it needs a good ball in. Beaten easily here. But amends are made with a great recovery. Mateo. And it's on now. And that has been adjudged to be offside. Nedved. Pavel Nedved. Pull it. Nedved. Ousmane Dembele. Aina. Ball now out of the Snakes' possession. The ref allowing the game to flow. Ferran Torres. And that has been flagged for offside.
Well, you've got to be more aware of the situation here. Have another touch. Give her time to get back into position.
Ousmane Dembele. This is a positive move from the biggest Snakes out there. Nicely played. But she's fluffed her lines there.
Well, she just isn't composed when the chance comes. It could still go either way here.
Pull it. Mia Hamm. Ferran Torres. Players waiting in the centre. Promising looking attack, but it's come to nothing. A lot of room out wide for City here. And on that whistle, the first half comes to an end. There's the restart, off we go again. Gareth Bale. Well, nobody seems to want to keep the ball for long here. cut out. They could get caught out on the break here. Well, what a place to lose the ball just when the chance was on. Oh, good ball in behind. Oh, they looked in there. That's nicely cut out. Pull it. Bale. Chance to deliver into the box. Surely the equaliser. What a save that was. And the flag's up, so any goal wouldn't have stood anyway. But we should still praise an amazing save. What a chance. Valverde. Oh, a great chance. Another goal. And it's one that tightens their grip on this game. The game restarts with the score 2-0. Bale. Reduce the deficit. It's in, and this game isn't lost or won just yet. And the game restarts with the score now 2-1. Federico Valverde. This is a good-looking attack from the Snakes. Lovely weighted pass. Good patient build-up, but not quite the end product. Keep going, says the referee. Advantage. Nicely sets it up. Real opportunity. Oh, really good goalkeeping there. Chance now for a quick transition. Looks a good ball. And they're level. From 2 goals down to drawing. What a reaction this has been. Well, back underway in what's been a remarkable game so far. Do they have one more goal in them? Oh, great work. What's next? Trying to carve out the angle. It's a corner, and possibly the chance to go in front.
Well, there's not been much to cheer about for a while, but they're certainly getting behind them here. They sense that a goal's coming.
Good work to win the ball and stop something happening. Oh, could be a chance here. This is Junior. Encouraging signs to the attack, but it hasn't led to anything. Could be a chance to break here. Bale. City trying to get things moving. That's a good ball. And that has stopped any potential danger. Ferran Torres. Into a useful position here. Chance to go ahead. And that is a quality bit of goalkeeping.
Well, they've certainly been positive in their play, haven't they? Look for that really good save. They'd be in the lead now.
No time to think about what might have been there, though. This has to be. Oh, brilliant. Top stop.
Oh, the keeper does so well. Makes himself big, gets his angles just right. What a quality save.
Biggie Snakes have it back. Lovely ball. This could lead to something. to gain possession. You know, if they score from this, they'll surely win the game. Ribery. Weighted beautifully. Bale. And that's a fine save, and it's still level.
Oh, that's such an important save at a vital time, and if they get a result here, they'll have the keeper to thank.
And Dicker. This could be it. Well, he's cut that out nicely. The ball is lost, and the chance has gone too. Torres. Has the space to whip it in here, for the lead here. Breaking at pace, this could be dangerous. This looks really good. Could we see a winning goal? That's it back. Oh, you might have to wait a long time to see anything like this again. Somehow, incredibly, they're now in front. And there's the final blast. Not the result these fans were hoping for. Sue, what did you make of it all?
Well, it was a real evenly matched game. Both teams played well. Looked like it was going to be a draw, but to concede so late on, they'll be disappointed. I'm sure they'll learn from this, though.